You are the butter and honey spread on my toast, baby dolls. I'm going to teach you about markets, risk allocations, and rewards today because you need this going forward in crypto. What we're going to do is first start off with some
listen to the fat bass.
Woo! Okay. We're looking at risk. We're looking at risk today. We're looking at rewards and upsides and how to conceptualize these things. So in crypto, friends, and all markets, you never know the future. I don't know the future. I can get things wrong in a heartbeat. I can have a 100% loss rate. I don't know. You don't know. No one knows. Poop. You try to align yourself with the future. That's trying to. Like you see clouds in the sky. You go, oh, it might rain. Yeah, what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't rain? So you're navigating this future uncertainty. All you can control is your risk. Allocation. Okay, that's what you can control. So you're guessing outcomes. All you can decide to do is how much you throw in. That's actually all you can actually control. All right. You can also control how much research you do, but we'll get onto that later. So it's just like a relationship. Okay. If you meet a girl in a public bathroom, you can decide whether you take her to lunch or take her to the next 5 family events. You can decide that, okay? Maybe you just walk out. You don't have to take her to lunch, okay? So you can decide how much you want to throw in. Same thing with coins. Same thing with Pokemon, friends. When you catch like a shitty little Rattata in the early starting grass period, you don't have to put it in your starting pack. When you get some better ones, you switch it out. It's a little shitty Rattata. You see? When you find an Articuno, interesting. It changes the game. So what we can do is we classify coins differently. We have, I've got them here, right? We've got Bitcoin and Ethereum. You have core coins, lottery coins, and you have PumpFun JPEG Trash. Now, everyone has their own concepts of the words they use. And what I love about that is that no one can come to a consensus, which tells me I'm still early, which also tells me we're all going to be stinking rich as crypto continues to grow. We got a lot of upside in crypto. No one can decide what's fair, what's not fair. Good. I like the chaos. Chaos means uncertainty. It means inefficient pricing. It means illiquid markets. It means hard to get to places. Sweet. Because, you know, if you just put in more effort, you get to those hard-to-get places, which is discovering altcoins or getting in before everybody else is bridged in. So Bitcoin and core coins obviously are different to your lottery tickets on that scale. And I've just estimated a chance of a rug for each sector. So I have Bitcoin and Ethereum here. They have a 1% chance of a rug. Now, I actually, friends, I say 90% core, 10% lottery. Bitcoin and Ethereum are cores, but you can separate them into that. See, many Bitcoin people, they will consider Bitcoin a core only, and they'll have 90% Bitcoin. So, for example, like Crypto Zombie, for example, I know he's like a 90% Bitcoin guy, and same as MM Crypto, okay? Today for the Bitcoin price, you know, Chris. So they're 90% Bitcoiners, right? So that's their core. Their lottery, they consider Ethereum as a lottery. Right, so it depends on your perspective. Who's got the right answer? It doesn't really matter. It just depends who wins at the end. And you go, well, I don't know who wins at the end until we get to the finish line. Exactly. Bitcoin and Ethereum are their own thing. All right. Now you have core coins. And I've just labeled core coins. It's so generic. And a lot of people, friends, it's sensitive because no one knows what the hell a core coin is. What you might want to do is you might want to just go through CoinGecko and go, well, maybe the top 100 are core coins. But I'm even skeptical of saying that because there's a lot of poop here, okay? There's a lot of poop. Like you have Flow here. You have Flow. And then you have XPX 6900, it was a lottery ticket 7 days ago. Now it's just done this absolutely whopping mammoth move, right? After Morad talked about it. You have Bitcoin SV. Would you call it a core coin? See, the problem is once everyone starts talking and discussing, what you end up finding is everyone says that the coins they hold are core coins, and then everything you hold is a lottery ticket. Because it's like, oh, you're a lottery ticket. I'm not the one gambling, okay? There is no real answer to these. It is, you're guessing, man. You're guessing, you're speculating, you're playing the game, all right? So I've just used, for the examples here, I've used Richard Hart coins as core coins. You can throw in anything you want. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon, BNB, Arbitrum. There's so many fans. Solana. A lot of people will put, I'm not even joking, a lot of people have now put Solana next to Bitcoin and Ethereum. They think Bitcoin, Ethereum, soy, and everything. So everyone's just like, you get the point. Everyone's just basically shitting their own bag. It's just, that's human nature. It's going to say, well, it's a confidence game, right? But if I go down the line here, you say, okay, 5% chance of a rug, PulseChain core coins, you know, Pulse X HEX. You know, you could have EHEX and PX and Inc in there. So, you know, just trying to just wrap our minds around it. Now we move into lottery tickets. Now the lottery tickets, I call them lottery tickets. It's just further down the risk curve. Yes, I call them lottery tickets because I want everyone to remember what they are. I don't want you to think your lottery ticket is a 100% sure thing. I don't want you to think that, okay? Also, I want you to not fade them. As in, like, don't just sit there, like, just ignoring all of these, because the cycle will play out and you can learn a lot from these. You can learn about communities. You can learn who's strong. That's how you gather information. Okay, so, and by the way, there's a lot of lottery tickets. As you get to see, right, there's only like one Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then out of core coins, there's like 100 or 200 to choose from. Then as you move to the lottery tickets, okay, now you've got like 20,000. You've got like 20,000, maybe lottery tickets. Maybe if you be generous, or maybe be a bit better with it, maybe it's only like 1,000 lottery tickets. Still, man, that's a lot, man. 1,000 tickets to 2,000, that's a lot to choose from. That's meme coins on every chain, etc., etc. Then we move to the abominations. PumpFun JPEG Trash, 95% chance of a rug. And it really is, it's actually higher odds than that, 99.9% chance. But the average liquidity day of survival for a PumpFun JPEG coin is 4 days. So it's literally around the 70 to 100 hour mark, it's gone. So it's just like a little figment of your imagination. It appears, reality, it's gone away, 4 days. So as you can see, there's a scale here, right? So what you're trying to do is, firstly, identify what you're in. And then, remember I told you, all you can actually control these, friends. There's actually 2 things you control. But the one thing you can actually really control is how much you put in. Okay? You can't control the outcome. So you can do a lot of research. You can control that. The problem is you still can't control the outcome there. So all you control is your risk, because you're guessing on the outcome. Okay? So you can decide whether you put in $10 to Bitcoin or 10 million into Bitcoin. Same as any other lottery ticket. $1 or $10, right? And I have the examples I have here is DickWifButt, you have Pika, you have just pDAI, right? Because, you know, Pika, yay, it's fun, and DickWifButt, oh, Richard likes the DickWifButt, so maybe this works, right? So you don't know, yeah? And then pDAI, I threw in there, that's spicy. Is it going to hit $1 or maybe not? I don't know. I don't know. No one has the answers, friends. And by the way, no matter what, lottery tickets, everybody's got their life in them. So people get very, very antsy, excited, violent when you're thinking about these lottery ticket outcomes, okay? Because they want to hear big numbers, and I don't blame everybody. Now, I'll show you, for example, this is just Pika on PulseChain. You can see this thing has gone up, but most people, as we'll come to find out, how they're assessing these is not really based off all their work and their research and the thesis and everything out here. You know, want to know why? Because I know everyone's watching me because I'm here 18 hours a day. And if I can barely figure it out, how the hell is everyone else going to figure it out? How on earth? You have no idea, man. There's just like, it really does come down to faith, friends. You actually find out most people aren't actually skilled. They're just like, oh, I like this thing and my friend's in it. Sweet. Okay. You only hear about the winners. This is the pDAI chart though. This is the pDAI USD chart. Let me show you pDAI to pulse ratio. So we got some big things happening here. Obviously, friends, this chart doesn't accidentally do this, okay? It just does not accidentally do that. But that's why thinking about these outcomes and what can happen, it can blow people's minds. Once you understand ratios, if you believe this thing can just trade up here, that's a ratio. That's like a 5x on Pulse. So if Pulse does a 20x and this is going to do 5 on that, it could be 100x. But remember, if you go back to the odds, man, 50% chance of a rug. That's why if like a lot of people get upset when I say 50% chance of a rug of all these. It's not 50% chance, but you gotta understand, friends, you are biased. You're probably watching my videos. We know the community, the Telegram. It's not actually 50% because we're not looking at all the other junk. Because there's so many coins out there. When you look at them, you're like, oh, obviously you were never gonna go anywhere. You got a Chinese cabal shilling you. They've been dumping since day one. You know what I mean? But we're being biased because we know our field. We're in our circle of competence. But if you got all the lottery tickets out here, like, oh, I've got a blue frog Chinese Pepe Inu sitting on a squeaky chair, eating an orange. Okay, that's a cool coin. You know, that all these things are popping up. Not all of them run. Now, this is where we really start to separate the men from the squirrels, okay? Here we go. Many people will feel uncomfortable or comfortable in a coin, and it's totally different for each person, all right? So, on average, though, we can summarize us. You probably expect a lot of people in most first world countries, they would feel okay if they were holding 100K in Bitcoin or a core coin. So if you had 100K of Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana, Doge, Matic, Pulse, you see this, if you had 100K in these, and remember, friends, it's different for everyone. Let's use another metric. If you had 1 or 2 years worth of living expenses in that coin, okay, so not enough to retire, it's enough for the bazooka. It's enough so that if it goes up, it can retire you, but not enough to retire. Just like 1 or 2 years worth of savings. If it was sitting in Bitcoin, you wouldn't be that stressed. You wouldn't. You'd be like, you know, like if you need $20,000 a year to live and you had 20 grand in Bitcoin, you're like, yeah, okay, it's all right. You know? Why? It's about a small 1 to 5% rug chance, whether it's Bitcoin or many of these core coins. And remember, different core coins have different flavors and personalities. But let's go to something else. Let's go to the uncomfortable feelings. So that's comfortable. What about the uncomfortable people? Well, most people would feel uncomfortable if they had 100K or say 1 or 2 years expenses, living cost, if it was in a lottery ticket coin. Most people would feel really uncomfortable. And look, if you have that in a lottery ticket coin, you understand the game. But you always see this, friends. There are a lot of people out here. If you gave them 2 years of living expenses into HEX and they're just an Ethereum maxi, or let's say they're from XRP world, they're like, sell that immediately, right? They would. And the same thing vice versa. If you're sitting on the bull market and I gave you 1 year of living expenses see, XRP is meant to be a core coin, but you'd be like, oh, I dumped that in 5 seconds. You see? What about a lottery ticket? Let's even go smaller. What if it's like a 10 million market cap coin or a 20 million market cap coin? What if you had a year's worth of expenses? I think DickWifButt has 4.5 million market cap. So if you owned 1% of the supply and you had 45K in the coin, let's say that's 1 or 2 years expenses, would you feel nervous? Would you feel nervous? Now, once again, DickWifButt, we've shared it so many times. We know it's like a cute little Pokemon out here, you know. And I'll show you the chart now. So once again, it's a bit biased just to flesh these out, isn't it? But this is DickWifButt, right? So I'm just asking you, how would you think about it? You know, but what if I threw you like another coin on Solana? What if it's like one of those Chinese Pepe coins? And there is, right? How would you feel? I'd be selling in 2 seconds. I'm like, you're the third Chinese Pepe coin on Solana. Pepe's on Ethereum. The China theme is done, and you're on Solana. So like, you know what I mean? I'm like, get me out, get me out, get me out. You see? You see? So everyone's got their own idea of what they think is a sure thing or a good bet or not, right? So we've concluded, right? Most people dump it and immediately run off. In most other lottery tickets, they haven't done any research. If you're just a Bitcoin maxi or an Ethereum maxi, all of these are like too risky for you if you have 1 year's expenses. You're like, I'm out, right? Now, this is where it gets juicy. In their early days, HEX, Doge, Pepe were lottery tickets. I bought HEX as a lottery ticket. Like, hey, what's this thing? You know? Oh, it's cheap. Okay, I'll get a lottery ticket. Okay. So HEX did a 10,000x from its low. And I'll show you the chart here. So from here, as you get to see, friends, HEX did a 10,000x from its low. There you go. 10,000x, and you could have got staking. But yeah, man, it was a lottery ticket. And, you know, pumped from about 5 million market cap at the low, non-origin address. See, nobody understood the origin address at the start. So it said about 100 million market cap, but it was actually 5. All right. And then it pumped to 50 billion non-origin address. I think it said by that time 600 billion, you know. So if you remove origin address, you're 5 million and 50 billion. Big, okay. Many people sold HEX at 1 penny. Firstly, they said it could never get to 1 penny, 1 cent, which is about $1 billion market cap. And when it got there was a lot of people selling and dumping and moving it around. What I'll do now is just show you a lot of this stuff was going on. So here's HEX at around 1 cent. See, it goes up to a cent. Look at this, bang, bang, and it comes up here. Here's a cent as well. So it takes this long period and it finally goes up. And that's 1 billion. So it chews through this 1 billion and it's destined for greatness. And obviously, why do they sell at 1 cent? They go, man, it's $1 billion market cap. And by the way, they could see 10 billion on CoinGecko, coin market cap. They're like, man, this is way too high for a lottery ticket. I'm out. And they just dumped and ran. But you can imagine their faces, man. After they sold at 1 cent, it did another 50x. Another 50x. So there were people they sold for their 100K at that point. Okay, just to know that, man, if they just believed, they would have got to all the way up to 5 million. Not that would have sold the top, but they would have at least got to see it. You know? Let's say even like for 100K, let's say you sold on a 10x. At least you get to see 1 million, but that's going to go through their mind a lot. And now, after all this time, most people in PulseChain community, not everyone else, they'd call HEX a core coin. They would. And because they understand it, which we'll get on to soon. And if HEX goes back to 10 cents, they'll call it even more of a core coin. And I'll show you the price chart here. If HEX went up to 10 cents, they go, it's a core coin, it's a core coin. You can earn yield, 15 years staking. That's what they'll all cheer. Remember, people already call Doge a core coin now because it's high. You know, 4 years ago, friends, Doge was 80 million market cap. It's around 80 million. And then it pumped hard. I think 80 million MN. It went nuclear. It did like a 250x, whatever it did. It was just enormous. I think maybe it was 40 million market cap. Yeah, did like a 250x. Big. Now, it's a core coin. Doge. It's not going away. Elon backs it. No one's saying that 4 years ago, Habib. We were here. It was a joke. It's still a joke. I've got some more juicy examples here for you. Like, subscribe. In Pepe, this is a beautiful tale. You remember Pepe, friends? Back in April of 2023, April, May, one guy, he fluked his lottery ticket. He put in 280 bucks. Okay, so this one guy, don't know who he is, obviously, of course. Firstly, he put in $2,500 into the wrong Pepe. He put it in Feb 2023. The market went down a week later, and so they did a rug pull. They didn't do the pre-sale. They took everyone's money. He put $2,500. Now, this guy, we saw, he had spent a total of about $28,000 on lottery tickets. All of 2022, all of 2021. Yep. He had spent total 28 grand. And he put 2.5K into Pepe. And I guess he liked Pepe. He had the right idea. It rugged. Okay, I'll actually show it to you now. So this was on the Pepes. And this was when he got rugged here. So Bitcoin went down with the USDC depegging. See, this is the interesting part. USDC was depegging. Everyone was scared. So all the coins just went rug. There's not enough money going on. We're out. They just scalped. Market was way too scared. In the next Pepe, he tries again. He puts in 280 bucks. Okay. I think I'm dealing with the right numbers here, roughly like that. So think about that. He put in 1/10 of what he put in. He obviously he didn't look at his portfolio for a while because he's in disbelief. He just got in and he left it because crypto was dead and trash. Now, he wakes up one day, it says 1.2 million. And I remember this guy. He says 1.2 million. This is the actual candle. You see that? See this candle here? He wakes up. He sees it at 1.2 million. He market sells all of it. 1.2 million. He sells it down 50%. So he probably gets a price in the middle of that, around 800K. So congratulations. You had 280 bucks. You're down 28 grand. Your lottery ticket turned into $800,000. Is that the end of the story? Oh, you know it's not the end of the story, friends. So in what was a lottery ticket, Now, why did he sell that money? Because he woke up, he didn't think, he had a panic, fear, right? Fear of losing it. He's like, get out, this guy, get out, I have to get out. Click. He didn't think about, why is this going up? Is there a thesis? Let me just go peek in the Telegram. Let's just see. He didn't think of any of that, right? He just, that's it, all out. Why not get out half and see what happens with the rest? No, he just got all of it out. Obviously, he lived long enough to regret it. Just 5 days later, Pepe ran up 8x. You see from here to here, it ran up another 8x from his exit. And it reached Binance. Big, man, big. Okay, so he took out 800K, but he would have about 6 million 5 days later. Okay, so he felt euphoric, but look how we continue. Now, as I mentioned here, I'm sure he's happy with that. But, you know, I know he's thinking about this. You know, friends, if he held it to today, Pepe today, and we're not done yet, he'd be worth 16 million. 16 million. I know he's thinking about it. I know he is. I keeps him up every night. What if I didn't sell? What if I just sold half? Why didn't I just sell half and leave the rest? You know? If he sold half and left the rest, he'd have 400K, and that other 50% would be worth 8 million right now. Think about it. Okay, he never left the moon bag. As you can see, baby dolls, the whole game is full of this speculation stuff. You don't know. You don't know. But it just shows you, see, his lottery ticket, Pepe, he probably would have sold at like 100K, but because he just left it for so long, because there was disbelief. No, this was a unicorn run. He woke up one day, crap, Pepe's moving. See, no one even knew. There was no report on the CoinTest. I was like one of the only people on Twitter actually talking about Pepe. Pepe's moving and stuff, right? So it was obviously taught. Now, it started catching drift. I remember Miguel from Dollar Cost Crypto from PulseChain, he was in it. But it wasn't like huge. It was just like, oh, there's this random thing moving out, right? Because the whole crypto industry felt like it's gone to zero. But now you have to assess these things, right? So you have to assess with what you're holding, is it worth the squeeze? And I've got in here, all right, maybe Bitcoin with a 1% rug only goes a 3x to the top. That's why this was just total guesswork. See, Bitcoin maxis will say, no, it's going to do a 300x to the top, like what Michael Saylor does, okay? But that's why it's your own game, right? So maybe Bitcoin has a 3x to the top. Maybe PulseChain, okay, now you have a 5% rug. But look at this. So you've increased your probability of losing by 5. However, your upside has gone up by like 33, right? So you're like, hey, I made things 5 times more risky to lose, but the upside, if it works, I get a 33 banger. Okay, see that? Now, here's the thing. You might say, oh, that's easy. I should go all in. No, just chill out. I'm talking about prices today. What if Pulse was like 5x higher? Now, it's not 100x. Now you're only looking at a 20. You see why it's important to buy low? Do you see why it's important when people buy up on the first 10x from here? They might only have a 10 to go. You see? So they're risking everything for a 10, which is okay. I guess. I hope it works out. But I'm just showing you how amazing your wins are if you buy low, which is what we're doing right now. We're holding. Holding low is like buying. Let's take it a step further while I play some Pikachu in the jungle music. What about a true lottery ticket, right? What about pDAI, Pika, or DickWifButt? So I've written 50% rug here. That's like all lottery tickets, okay? But they have like a 400x maybe to go by their top. So you don't know. And they'll move in different tandem. Maybe with Pulse, you have to wait the whole cycle to the very end, okay? So you don't know with these. That's why they're lottery tickets, yeah? So if it's true that you're right with these, you don't know, you're on the right path just by thinking about them. And I'm just going to focus on Pulse, PLS as an example. So some people think Pulse has 100x to the top. Yeah. Other people, many people out there, most of crypto people believe it's only got like a 2, 3, 4x max, dumps to zero. They think Richard's abandoned. He's rounding up for the money. That's what they think. Okay. So no one has the answer until the event plays out. You can lower your risk though in Pulse. We're using Pulse as the example. If you spend hours and hours and hours, like what I'm doing, 18 hours a day, and then you research further. So you are basically, it's like, you know, you're in the bushes and you're just peeling back the bushes, trying to get a good view of what's going on. Okay. Trying to get a good view of the treasure. And for those people out there who think Pulse can only pump a 2, 3, 4x and then it's going to zero, if not going to zero now, that's what they think. These are the factors that I think from my research that they're missing. that they have given zero weight to. Why? Why? Because they hate the coin. Okay, see? So I'm going to show you these factors, and I'm like, wait, you hate the coin so much, you're giving this a 0% chance. It's like you hated a football team so much, right? Let's say, friends, let's say Lionel Messi, you hate the team, you hate him so much that he joins a team and they're paying $5 to win. Okay, but you're like, nah, I'm not gonna buy 5 to 1 odds of this team winning just because I don't like Lionel Messi. So I'd say you're redonkulous. I'm thinking, well, 5 to 1 odds, one of the best soccer players ever, and then like the market hasn't reacted to him being the best because they hate him so much. That's what you're seeing now with these coins. So even if you go to the PulseChain chart, there's a different range of outcomes, isn't there, friends? Because you have one guy saying up here, one guy saying like that or like that. Okay, so that is basically, that's the difference. You don't know what's going to come. But that's what everyone's arguing about. Look at these factors though. Richard Hart, 170,000 Ethereum in a sacrifice wallet, right? Worth over $1 billion if Ethereum hits 7,000 and it deploys. We've seen it on chain. There's 72 streamers shilling the bags. There are 170 content creators and growing. You have 2 conferences a year hosted by Matty Allen. Cardano hit 100 billion market cap in 2021, and Pulse is only like 800 million now. You're like, wait a minute, that's 130x deviation. If you also understand how liquidity in Uniswap works with that PulseChain sacrifice fund, you also have the buy and burn of PulseX as well. Buy and burn of PulseX it's bonded to Pulse. So the buy and burn of all the swapping and the trading is dragging up Pulse over time. So you have all these factors coming in. You're like, wait a minute, you still think we're going to zero? You see? So as you discover more information, you'll form your own thesis and then you'll find that gap in the market. These are rare. You don't get these, but they're rare for a reason because they change your life. But why are they rare? They're rare because everyone's looked at the information and they've concluded one thing, that it sucks. So if you can find out the market's wrong, and it does happen in markets all the time, you're like, oh, wow, if there's a spark here, you guys all have to jump back in because you guys love buying high. You guys love buying winners. You guys love buying success. And then you win because you're early, right? They're basically giving you a $30 billion market cap coin. Maybe it should be 10 billion today. They're giving it to you for 800 million. You're like, you shouldn't be down here. You should be like 12x higher. The more information you have, the higher your concentration can be because you're increasing. Remember, friend, talk about risk. Risk isn't price volatility. Risk is your uncertainty. Okay, you see, I peeled back all these layers. Look at all these things we went through. These things, like each time, Richard Hart, the ETH, streamers, all of these, because you know all of these, you might say, you know what? I didn't think we're like a the market right now is giving it like a 1% survival rate. I think every time I come across these, I'm going to give it like a 5% extra survival rate. So if you add up all these, you're like, come on, I reckon it's like 80% chance. That's what you might be thinking to yourself. So ultimately, you cannot know all the answers. You just got to believe. That's it. You go, that's it. I'm locked in. I've executed. I'm long. I just have to let it play out now. That's it. I also want to show you this. In 2011... okay, Richard Hart and Da Vinci, they bought Bitcoin at 32 bucks right here. Both Richard Hart and Da Vinci bought it here. They don't know that they both bought it. How do I know? Because I watched both of them. They both told the same story. They both bought it. And they watched it go down to 2 bucks down here. Okay, you can imagine their shock and horror. They're like, ah, crap, I just lost all my money. Down 94%. So back then, Bitcoin was a lottery ticket. They bought at 30 bucks. Why didn't they sell at $1,000? You're up 30 times your money, man. This is before crypto. There's no industry. 30 times is a ridiculous amount of money. Why didn't they sell? They believed. Because they believed. That's it. 30 to 1, risk odds, altcoins, layer 1 coins. There's nothing invented yet. I'm just holding. So in this bull market, your friends are going to carry you to the moon. Okay? Your friends who believe. That's it. Everyone believing together, they get the reward. Okay? That's why I have Pokemon dressed in each other Pokemon. They're friends and there's different suits. Friends. That's what it comes to. Now, I actually have a bonus here, friend, which is it's important to know, just so you grasp it, because in the next year, people are going to come in. They're not going to do 90% core, 10% lottery. They're going to do 50-50. 50 core, 50 lottery. And by the end of the cycle, they're going to be doing 100% lottery, 0 core. I guarantee you that. That's what's going to happen. So the amount of core coins, you can only choose from like 1, 2, 3, Bitcoin, Ethereum-ish. Then you have like 200, right? With lottery tickets, like I said, be 1,000, 2,000. And then PumpFun JPEG Trash is like 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. It's impossible to navigate that, right? But some people just don't want to play the game at all. They might say, you know what, this game, it's a lot of effort. I don't see the vision. I just want to hold Bitcoin and Ethereum. Completely fine. You can do whatever you want. However, you will get the reward, the return that you deserve. So you don't want to put in effort. You don't want to do the research. You don't want to buy low. You don't want to understand this. Okay. You're going to get a 2 to 3x. That's what you're going to get. And you don't deserve any more. You're not taking more risk. For the rest of us who've done this, yeah, we deserve 100. Now, do we get 100? The market might bitch slap us and say, yeah, you're only going to get 10, whatever. But the fact that even 100 is on the cards, that's enough to get me and my juices flowing. Don't forget who loves you, friends. Make sure you like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.